As I was saying, he had a great input into the master plan, drainage master plan of the state, which set the roadmap or the blueprint for what is eventually is to happen and is still happening in the state today. Uh, so there is no way that you can tell the history of the flooding in the state without reference to his own name too. Of course, he too will be able to occupy some chapters in that book. And I wasn't surprised when eventually too he became a permanent secretary in the same office of drainage. He had a great deal of knowledge about the drainage network in the state, and his public relations also assisted greatly, because I monitored him while he was a pump set drainage, while doing effecting some drainage implementation, and they had interface with the various stakeholders. He was able to relate with them in a manner that at least people will see the beauty of what they are trying to do, though it was in some other regard. So there are times there can't be development without pain. So in such situation, he was a good manager of human resources too, and he had a very good interpersonal skill. So all those ones stood him out at the end of the day in being appointment or becoming the permanent secretary in the service of the state civil service. So that exactly encapsulates his contribution to the drainage improvement of the state.
Do you remember any projects, any interaction on any project? It's a long time ago, but perhaps you
like I said, I can't remember, but I know that during my era, we work assiduously on so many. For example, I remember that was the period we started creating, I think we called them maybe area or district engineers. Resident engineer. Resident engineer. We were having resident engineers in different local government, and those residents that were to report to the directors, through the assistant director. We had the coordinators, and those were very effective, because projects under each local government were being effectively monitored daily by those area resident engineers. And we did the highest number of drains during that period. And I reckon that up to now, I'm not too sure that any successive government has been able to surpass that era in terms of the number of drainage work that we did in the state. And again, significantly, so many of those, how many is this system one you want to talk about, system 2, or the dredging, or the flooding that we were able to do all over, or erosion control. So many of those issues, too numerous to start recalling now. But one thing I can tell you, that we were able to effectively tame flooding in the state. We conquer, if you like, flooding during that period. And of course, like I said to you, he greatly contributed to the realization of that victory over flooding of the state. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right, so as we wrap up, I'd like you to mention his name and then tell us what you wish him, as he goes into retirement. I know he's not 60, but he's retired, so I'm sure you have good words for him.
It in like I said, beyond his competence in engineering and all those one, I don't know whether you also know the aspect of him that he's a very religious human being. To a large extent, he serves God and worship God. And for me, whoever does that has greater heights to attain. So whatever I wish him today is just a compliment to what he deserves finally. In other words, when you retire, I know he's not tired, and I know he's not going to retire into the house and just be indoor. I know if the person that I know is still the same person, is a very restless person like me, who have designed so many other projects and businesses to start dealing with, and challenges here and there to solve. So it's going to continue to be busy. But most important thing is that God continue to bestow him with good health, which is the most important thing in this affair, and long life, to be able not only to enjoy his retirement, but also to continuously impact on humanity generally. I know he runs some other few charity here and there all over the whole place. Of course, with that too, you can then have more time to also progress all those philanthropic work, which is part of why we are on this earth and nothing else. So I wish him happy retirement, good health, long life, prosperity. I dare say the way I always put it, I know he has that, contentment. Because if somebody is looking for prosperity at the end of the day and you don't rest, or you are running extra scatter, I call it inordinate ambition. I regard it as such. So I would have said that, but I know he has it. He's a contented person. And when you are contented, you are a very rich person. So I wish him greater contentment in retirement. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
My pleasure.
Yes, sure.
Yes.
Just mention your name. Let's know you.
Well, my name is Dr. Muiz Banire, and an ex-vice commissioner of environment, where Lake Children they contributed significantly to the successes achieved during that era.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.